We're now beginning the last 2 weeks of the term. I really hope that some of the goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of this class are being met. So this week for your readings, we're going to focus on improving nursing scholarship, and then we're also going to be looking at some of the issues faced by nursing education leaders. From there, we're going to move into the Institute of Medicine report, and that's going to be the focus of your discussion question. So when you do your readings this week, there is a document that's going to talk about the Institute of Medicine report, or the Future of Nursing report is probably a better way to identify it since it's no longer called Institute of Medicine. But we'll look at that Future of Nursing report, and you're going to actually be looking at, for your discussion question, the 2011 report and the 4 key recommendations from that report. Then what you're going to do for your question is to try to develop an action plan. So what are some of the concrete steps that nursing education can take to implement those 4 key recommendations? So that's going to be your focus. When you do your reading, as I mentioned, the article that you have is going to mention the other 2 reports. There was actually an update to come out in 2016, and then one in 2021, I believe is the other date. So read through that. It's just a one-pager, but it'll kind of give you some good information to help you as you start thinking about your discussion question and the action plan that you want to put together to try to implement those 4 key recommendations. Then you've got your final paper. So your final paper is a manuscript of 3 to 4 pages. And if you have never written a manuscript before, the manuscript is going to be a draft of a paper that you intend to submit to a publisher. So when you think about writing this, you want to think about, okay, what is this issue that I want to identify, and how will I put this paper together so that it will be then submitted to a publisher and then be peer reviewed. So the issue that you want to be looking at is something that is either current or will be facing academia in the 21st century. And then how will that issue impact the organization, accreditation, and educators? Then you want to know about how the issue may be impacted by federal, state, and local legislation. And then, as always, you want to think of yourself as that nursing educator or that administrator, and you're the administrator of either your academia or your academic institution, or you're the administrator of your healthcare institution. And what are the strategies that you're going to utilize to then be able to assure that your particular institution is going to be able to sustain whatever this issue is over the changing environment? So think about that perspective. Put yourself in the place of the administrator of your institution. Think about what an issue is that you want to talk about. And we've talked about quite a few issues over this past 6 weeks. So pick one of those issues, or if there's something in particular in your own institution that you want to address, that's fine too. And then the last thing that I do want to mention is, or actually last 2 things. One is, if there's anything that you had really hoped that we would address in this class and we haven't yet, and you don't think we're going to be doing it next semester or next week, please let me know and I will try to address it. And the last thing is that either this week or next week, you'll probably be getting an email stating that you have an evaluation to do for this class. And I do ask you to take a moment to fill that out, to give us some feedback so that we know what are some of the changes that maybe we could make to either help you or help future students, or what are some of the things that are good that you really liked. An evaluation goes both ways. So I'm hoping to hear from you through that. But as we begin this 7th week of the semester, of the term, I'm used to working with semesters, I'm sure you can tell. But anyway, as we work with this, into the 7th week, I hope you have a great week. I'm going to look forward to reading your discussion questions and your manuscript paper. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. So have a great week, everyone.